All right, I got my hard hat on so you know what time it is. We are back with the mower cart and all my goodies that we use to tame stuff. So our objective for today is to try, I got about an hour of daylight left on this beautiful afternoon here, and all this stuff along this fence row is the second to last hurdle I have to getting my goats turned into a field that we haven't used for anything productive in 4 years. Howdy folks, my name's Reagan, and here on our homestead we are fighting overgrown fence rows. Basically every fence row that I have, everything's either got something growing in it. A lot of that something is privet, which is this beautiful ugly thing. The goats do like eating privet, but they can't eat, like it's not good. It's just not good. We've been fighting it consistently. It is an invasive species, and we want to promote native grasses, native vegetation, things like that for our animals around here, and so that stuff's all got to go. And the problem that we run into, as you can see it just eats up fence row, and after 8, 10, 12 feet along hundreds of feet of fence, you start talking about losing acres. We got about 9.5 acres here. It's not a lot. It's more than a little bit, but it's not a lot, and we can't afford to lose that much of it consistently to all that stuff. So what we're doing is we're taking this beautiful chainsaw weed eater blade attachment thing. It's nuts, but it does a great job, and I love it. Well, that's enough chit chat. I've got to put you down. I'm gonna get to work, and I'll pick you back up in a minute. And that right there is a summary of how we're trying to knock this out. As we come in here,
it won't be out here for much longer.
We cut what we can, we pull it out. This green stuff, we still try to feed it to the goats. My handy dandy little assistants I have do a wonderful job picking stuff up, and it's just a lot of this. But you gotta cut it and get it out of your way, and then pick it up and do it again, and then let the goats eat on it. And we found out the other day, the most important thing that you've got to do is, if they're in their little area right now, you have to feed them immediately. Because if you don't, they get out of the fence, they want to come over here and snack on what you've cut. So you cut a little bit, take it over there to them, kind of whet that appetite a little bit, and then you can let them do their thing. Aside from that little one who keeps getting out, kind of frequently, we have pretty good luck with our goats, and a 4-strand polywire fence. Some people don't have that kind of luck. If these were meat goats, we probably wouldn't have that kind of luck either. But since they're dairy goats, they want to be handled. They're really well mannered for the most part. But we want to run that fence. We're going to run it along here, bringing it back this way, and then we've got a 4-acre field. Not 4 acres, we have 4 acres in total back there. We got about a half-acre field back this way that we want to use. And we got to carve out a polywire path, because the problem is everywhere we go, everything looks like this. I mean, everything just looks like that. It is no fun at all. And so we've got to clear it back, because once you have a path, the goats will do a really good job of keeping it clean. But until you get that path, you're kind of just losing stuff to that continual creep. It's all the time. It's a continuous battle, at least until we get it established. That's the goal. Now I'm going to try to use a T-post as a tripod, and so that goat out here is going to get something, maybe a snack to keep him out of my business. Good luck, right? Are you going to mind your own business, Benji?
2 sticks.
Go. Stupid sticks, keep on working.
That should I give this one to these ones?
Yeah, throw it in there.
It's not much. It's not much.
Now y'all got to tell me if he starts bothering the camera. It doesn't always work. Sometimes they still get out of the fence and come over here and get like literally right in the middle of what we're trying to do. Oh well, no harm, no foul this time. One of the dangers, which obviously makes sense if you're thinking about it, if you get too close to this fence with that blade, you'll dull it, and I've kind of nicked it a couple of times. So I've got to take a round file and hit that. I don't know if you can see it on video, but it's throwing powder. And whenever you're throwing powder out of any kind of chainsaw attachment, anything like that, anything with teeth, if you're throwing chips, you're good, you're sharp. But if you're throwing powder, it's dull, and I'm throwing powder. So I got to hit it a little bit with a round file and get back after it. That's one little spot. We've got to go all that way, and I'm going to try to do as much of it today, as much of it as I can today. Well, I have officially run out of daylight, enough for the GoPro at least, and so I'm on my phone. We've made progress. And it's a lot. It's pretty cold. We had a really hard cold snap the past couple of days, and I'm out here, hoodie, vest, covered in sawdust. Anything like using equipment like that will warm you up. I was always told the good thing about cutting firewood is it heats you twice. Once when you cut it, and then once whenever you burn it. So we're making good progress. There's a lot of stuff going down this way. I'm going to take you down here in just a moment and show you what that looks like, because it's great. We got to make a path around this field, and we're doing good work. It just takes such a long time. I'm glad. I'm really glad for good help. I really am. Whew, a lot of work. We're coming in on this big bushy thing from the back side here. There we go. It's just so much. And those vines, that blade does a really good job, and you just almost have to sweep it through there. Like, it's just a hack. It's just hacking over and over and over again. It's so much. It's so much. The funniest thing happened the other day when I was out here. Benji, our buck, one of our bucks there, the goat in black, tried to eat me. And I'm not even kidding, really. I was over here working on this tree, cutting it down right there, cleaning it up, and I had my gloves hanging out of my back pocket because that's where they normally go when they're not on my hands. Well, I was too close to this fence. Benji stuck his head through that opening and came over here and started eating my gloves, and I felt him tug it out of my pants, and so I reared back and did all that real quick. As friendly as he is, okay, this just goes to show you how careful you got to be sometimes. I stuck my hand through here to reach in and grab my glove and pull it back. Is that what you did? You gonna eat my hood now? And he pulled, and because look at his neck. He pulled and kind of twisted my arm in there, and I had a nice little bruise on my arm because he is trouble. He's trouble. He's a troublesome goat. We do love him. He's such a good goat. But yeah, Benji tried to eat me. Why'd you do that? Well, we got a lot of this stuff cleaned up now. Just things like that. We've made a really good dent in it, and now my only little walking path besides where the pond leaks, that's the overflow out of the pond. It's a big ditch. It's not good, but this is all blocked off now, so got to continue to get in here and clean. Let me turn the camera around. I'll show you what this looks like. So what you're seeing now is a before shot of this exact thing. I took this probably a week ago, and there's this fence that's right in front of you. We peeled it back and rolled it back to the side, and now we've made a gate. And so from before to this here after the fact, and it looks messy because there's still all this stuff on the ground, but our plan, we've got this fence right here, our fence there, and it just goes on back this way. And when we made our big cut through our bamboo patch, that's up there, that direction, kind of, there's just a small little hill, you can kind of see it. It just barely creeps up that way. Bamboo patch is over there. So this side of the fence will run, trying to hug down here. All this stuff is gonna go away. I wanna be as close to here as possible. The more of this the goats can eat, the better. That's gonna go away the next free tire disposal day that the county road department has. And you come back here, once you get to this point, it's not the worst thing. This gate is falling down and it's just completely useless in its current state. And then we've got to get out here to this point. More privet being down, more of this. At one point I could get back here and mow it, but since the gate is blocked off, this is where we fixed our possum hole. pesky possum goat was getting out there, so we patched that up a little bit. And so once upon a time I could mow this, but it just got to a point where it really wasn't doing it. And so the goats are going to come in here. Backside of this new fence is going to come back in and just kind of run straight down that way behind this junk. I took some time last weekend to figure out how that path is going to look, and there's another little wash that goes back there where there's not a lot of stuff growing. So once we can get through this thick stuff, which is enough of a chore just by itself, we're good to go and can keep on going down that way, and we'll meet up with our fence out of the bamboo patch and turn and just about to get all this width. I love it. I really do. I really do enjoy the work. You know, if you homestead, you've got to enjoy the work because there's no shortage of it. But I do love it. We all love it, and that's part of what we do. It's part of just taking care of this little patch of creation that we've been blessed to call ours. And so we're trying to do our best to do right by it, and just be out here and raise our family doing what we love to do. I hope you enjoy following along with us. Thank you so much for being a part of what we do here on the homestead. My name is Reagan, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. The next time you see me, we're going to have goats back here. We're running fence, and we're going to be doing that. There's probably a deer over that way. Probably spooked it. We'll see y'all soon.